And hello, Edgar Wright fans, and welcome back to another episode of the Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan. Once again, bringing you my thoughts and movie review for the brand new Edgar Wright film, The Running Man, starring Glen Powell. Now, this is not a remake of the Arnold Schwarzenegger Running Man. This is apparently based off the book. I have no idea. I never read the book, so I really don't know anything about the book. So I went to go see this. I like Glen Powell. I think he's a cool actor. I like Edgar Wright as a director. I think he's great. Baby Driver, probably still one of my favorite films of his. I mean, he's got Scott Pilgrim versus the World, War of the Worlds, all that stuff. He's a great director. So I went, kind of like blind going into this movie, not knowing anything about the book. Completely different from what the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie gave us, and that movie's great too, obviously. So I went in, checked it out, and I had a good time with it. The movie tells a story about this guy who's played by Edgar Wright. He's played by Glen Powell, and his daughter's sick. And it's the distant future, and in the distant future, televised games are very popular, and if you can win it, you can get some money. However, there is one game show that is kind of basically you're basically playing Squid Game / The Hunger Games to try to win a lot of money, and it's like stupid a lot of money. So the dude's got anger issues. He lost his job. He's got some issues, but he has a good heart. He wants to protect his family. He wants to get him out of the area that they're living in, and he wants to make sure his daughter's okay. So he enters this game, and it's called The Running Man, and the basically object of the game is you have to survive, I think, like a couple of weeks. I can't remember how long it was. I think it was like 30 days. 30 days. I think it was 30 days. And you have to survive, and you have to tag in your location and give a little video speech about what makes you, excited about playing this game. It's basically playing tag, but Hunger Games style. Like if tag involved the other team coming after you, instead of tagging you, they're gonna shoot you in the head and kill you dead so they can win the game and you guys get nothing. But every day that he survives or he kills one of the opponents, he still gets money, and that money goes to his family. So it's kind of a win-lose situation in this case. And Glen Powell, I think he did a really good job with this movie. I liked the action scenes in here. I thought that stuff was really cool. Visually, it looked really cool too. You can clearly tell by the way that this movie was shot, it felt like an Edgar Wright film. Because if you ever seen Baby Driver, or what was the one with the bar, which and of course Scott Pilgrim, you can tell the visually that's his style. Like when you watch certain directors, and you see their certain style, you'd be like, dark in tone and gritty. Tim Burton with a little bit of dark emotion to it. Tim Burton, dark, gritty, slow motion stuff sometimes. Sometimes Christopher Nolan, big explosions and beautiful girls being captured slow motion. That's Michael Bay, But with Edgar Wright, he has such a unique style. You could clearly tell as soon as the movie starts. He's like, "Oh yeah, this is totally Edgar Wright's wheelhouse." However, I felt like he kind of went a little overboard. Like he directed the movie and then he took a break, but he left the autopilot on and let the autopilot of like maybe AI, because everybody's afraid of AI doing movies now. He left that on, and the third act kind of went a little too goofy, in my opinion. And that's like my one big negative about this film, that this movie, it was going great, don't get me wrong, except by the third act, I'm like, this feels like a very different film. It still got the same color palette that Edgar Wright uses, but it just went completely like over our head. There's a character in here that shows up here at the end of the movie, and I'm thinking to myself, who is this character? Why do we care? And then I look at the credits, and she's like second after Glen Powell's character, as in listed as the top actors in the movie. And then I'm like looking at her, I know the actor, she's fine, she's great, but she's not promoted at all in the movie. So it's very strange and weird. So I thought that stuff was crazy, but what can you do? Still, fun little film. It was fun to watch. Cool action scenes, explosions, all that good stuff. Glenn Powell was great. You know, I do also wish they would have focused more on his family, because him and his family dynamic kind of like, yeah, his daughter's sick. He had a purpose, but I kind of wish we would have got to see more. Why did his daughter get sick? How did it happen? You know, why did he lose his job in the first place? It kind of just starts, I'm not trying to spoil it, but it kind of starts off with him already lost his job and he's just trying to figure out a way to get it back. You know, they kind of give you an explanation of why it happens, but you don't really see it until little flashbacks here and there. But after that, you really don't get too much details about it. But overall, it was a fun little film. I still enjoyed it. Like I said, never read the book. Very different from the Arnold Schwarzenegger one. Although there's a cool Easter egg for Arnold Schwarzenegger in this movie, so if you catch it, cool. But yeah, I'll give it I recommend checking it out if you're a fan of those kinds of movies. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about The Running Man. Are you guys looking forward to seeing it? Not looking forward to seeing it? Only a supporter to the Arnold Schwarzenegger one? Never read the book? Leave me a comment below. Let me know. Stay tuned for more. Thank you very much, and have a good night.